New details could be coming about where accused killer Brian Kohberger was when 4 University of Idaho students were viciously stabbed to death in their off-campus home last November. A judge has entered a not guilty plea on his behalf, and now there's a legal battle between prosecutors and his defense team over his alibi, which has not yet been revealed in court. But Kohberger's attorney suggests they will present evidence he was elsewhere at the time of those killings. NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber joins me live. Jesse, thank you for being with us. So we know prosecutors have filed a motion compelling the defense to present Kohberger's alibi. Why has that not come yet?
You have to ask me. It seems like Brian Kohberger told his defense team, hey, I wasn't there, maybe gave them an alibi. They just don't have anything to back it up at this point. And you know what's so interesting about that? If you look at the Idaho rules, by law, they had to provide the defense not only a notice that they're going to go forward with the alibi defense, but they had to say where Brian Kohberger was, time, place, and any witnesses to back that up. And they didn't supply that. They said, look, we're filing a notice of an alibi. We'll look at the witnesses that are called by the state. We'll prove the alibi by questioning those experts, by questioning those witnesses. But I feel like they need to prove more. And so when the prosecution is holding their feet to the fire and saying you can't just say you have an alibi without showing it, they may have a point.
So, Jesse, when are we going to finally see this alibi? Will this not happen until this trial actually begins?
There's a strong chance we might not see it until right before the trial or at the trial. I have to imagine that if they get the defense gets some really strong witnesses to prove where Brian Kohberger was that night at that time, the judge will most likely allow it in. Or we may see a possibility that the defense cross-examines the state's witnesses to say, he wasn't there. You may claim Brian Kohberger was there, but he wasn't. And there's also a possibility, I don't think it's wise, but there's always a possibility that Brian Kohberger would take the stand and explain where he was that night. It's not wise for a defendant to take the stand, particularly, I think, in this case, but I've seen it before where a defendant gets on the stand and explains their whereabouts and what they were doing, and that'll be up to a jury to determine if they believe it.
Absolutely. So just this week, Tuesday, there was this court filing, shows the defense filed a motion seeking to have Kohberger's indictment dismissed. Is there any real weight to this filing, Jesse?
What an interesting argument. So you look across the nation, when we talk about a grand jury indictment, we always say it's so easy to come back with an indictment from a grand jury because all they really need to show is probable cause, more likely than not that a crime was committed. What his defense attorneys are saying, if you look at Idaho law, and specifically they highlight an old Idaho statute that's been on the books for as long as we can remember, they're saying it says that a jury needs to find that the evidence, if it went to trial, would warrant a conviction. And they go through a long, complicated history to say that means beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the highest standard we have in the law. Their argument is this grand jury wasn't shown that standard. They didn't have to find that standard, and therefore this indictment should be thrown out. I've never seen an argument like this before. If this is a case where it's unsettled about what a grand jury needs to find, I'm shocked in 2023 it hasn't been resolved by Idaho. I'm very curious to see what the prosecutor's response is going to be. If I had to guess, I don't think it's a winning argument, but it's a very interesting one to say the least.
All right, and Jesse, my last question for you. I just want to recap here. So we have the defense team filing this motion to throw out Kohberger's indictment. We have prosecutors filing this motion to compel the defense to present Kohberger's alibi. We have all of these motions being filed. We know that there have to be responses. All of this happening. The trial is supposed to start in October. Do you think that actually begins in the fall?
I am not a betting man, but if I was, I would say it's unlikely that it's going to happen in October. Could it happen? Absolutely. This is a death penalty case. There seems to be a lot of outstanding questions. I wouldn't be surprised that this gets pushed and maybe even into 2024. But who knows at this point? I think we're always seeing these kinds of things coming out of left field. If they can resolve these issues leading up to trial, it would be interesting, but I think it's going to be delayed.
Yeah, we know families certainly are looking for some justice in this case. NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber, thank you for your time.
Great seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.